Hey there, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Talking to Myself, the part of the day where I talk to myself about things that I was thinking the night before while laying in bed. Shout out, of course, to Saratoga Peanut Butter, to Lotus Oil Candle Company, to the Kings of Leon for touring again, and to all 670 people that are subscribed at the time of making this video. I truly do appreciate that. As well as shout out to basically everyone in the film community that are douchebags. I got to witness over the weekend someone that's actually decent and more than decent, really talented at photography get crushed in a basically it's called analog circle jerk, but it's the people in there say this is a place where people get to come, we get to bitch about film and the things that we don't like about it right now. And it's just weird because I imagine it's not a whole bunch of people that have actually shot film photography professionally in their life. It's a bunch of people that have maybe shot it for maybe the past 10, 20 years who think that there's something fucking special because digital came out and they're one of the last few. It's just weird how people projecting like daddy bought you your Leica are talking shit about a guy who's bought every single camera and worked hard for what he has in his life today. So it was pretty crazy seeing that. Again, I'm first tell you I don't like photography snobs, and it's the biggest reason why I don't like the film community. The film community is one of the worst communities out there for the simple fact that they just bullshit a lot. They have all these rules and things like that, and they have all these things that are sorry, it's me trying to get a hold of my dog. But the film community is probably one of the worst communities out there. I mean, just like I've said before, they pride themselves on weird semantics, like they've shot film for a decade. That's what one guy told me. Like, well, what do I know? I've only shot film for a decade. That's great if I've shot film for a decade, but there's a high chance that you're shit. And I think that's what people got to realize. It doesn't matter if you've been shooting film or digital for any amount of time. If you're a shit person, a shit photographer, that's what you are. And even more, when you start projecting on people, I mean, because to be honest, I went and looked at their pages after they talk shit, and they have the most basic photo of trees. One guy called himself something noir, and he doesn't even know what the noir genre is. He could have at least shot everything in black and white, but it's majority color, and there's no grit, there's no emotion, there's nothing that is anything near noir. I mean, it looks like he shot digital with some of the stuff. It's not even high-grade film. So, it's just people don't know their place, and you have to sometimes put people in their place. And I'm the kind of person that, especially in the film community, I don't really do big on people that just talk shit to talk shit. Now I talk shit a lot, and one of the reasons why I talk shit, honestly, day in and day out, is because there are just things that bug me. And honestly, like, I don't care what people think about me. I'm on YouTube for funsies. Like, I do this for fun. I don't need to make anything off this, and I'm just telling you how I feel. I think there's a lot of snobs in the camera community. And, it just goes back to, I had a conversation with someone who actually DM'd me and wanted to have a real conversation like, hey, how come you don't like people to shoot Leica? And it's not that I don't like people to shoot Leica. I think if you can get a Leica for a good price, they're great cameras. They have great glass. The Leica Q, if you can get that camera for around two grand, anything under $3,000, I think that's a great deal. But the fact that they're overpriced in my eyes for basically a simple-ass sensor, let's be honest, it's a simple-ass sensor. And not only that, but, you have to have a UV protection for them because they degrade. The glass is great, but the bodies are very simple. There's nothing really special about the body. It doesn't matter if something's handmade. It doesn't matter if something's built to last. The point is, in a digital body, your sensor is the thing. Now, if that was film, that would be able to fly a little bit further, but still, it's just a body. It's a way to capture light. And so, I don't like Leica users being, I think, hosed over in the price. But again, Leica users, they don't care more about the camera. They care about how much they paid for the camera. And as the background gets overexposed, I'm sorry, I just wanted to have it in the background. And as, Leica users begin to see that, as they pay more for something, it's either they have to justify it or they just like the fact they paid the price tag for it because they always try to justify the price. And that's fine, but I still live in the stratosphere. If I was to put your photo up against 10 other photos from 10 different manufacturers of Micro Four Thirds, APS-C, full frame, no one would be able to pick out your photo as a Leica photo, even if we just did nothing but straight out of camera files. And that's just an honest to God thing. There's a high chance, and I guess it stopped raining. Pretty bummer because it was really, really nice. But there's a very, very, very high chance that no one's going to know that. And honestly, if someone gets it right, they're probably guessing. They wouldn't be able to get it 2 out of 3 times. So I mean, it's just a matter of there's no decency in the film community. There's not. You have your Kyle McDougalls, you have your Matt Days, you have your Volandis, but then with your Kyle McDougalls, your Matt Days, and your Volandis, you have people that are in the comments saying, fuck you, you're raising the prices. Fuck you, you're the reason why film costs so much. Fuck you this, fuck you that. And it's like, okay, well, are you in the market for one of these cameras or that film? And if you're not, because you already have what you need, no one gives a fuck. No one cares. Well, you're ruining it for others trying to get into film photography. No, we're not. No one is. You want to know why? Because there are a million film cameras out there, and you can get a Canon AE1 for about $100 with a lens. Plain and simple. You can honestly get a Canon 1N for about $100 with a lens. Plain and simple. You can get an old Nikon. You can get an old Olympus. You don't have to have the top of the line. Not everyone has to have an M6. Not everyone has to have an RB67. And that's the thing that people don't get. Not everyone has to have a 645. But of course, you have to have the people that are policing everything, and they have opinions on everyone else's shit, and they think that they're helping, and it's what sucks is some of y'all have children. Some of y'all have kids. Some of y'all have family, and they have to put up with someone who's like that. And I bet you're like that with everything. People that are like that and they shit on people they don't know and they don't message that person and tell it to their face. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't just get on that Reddit thread just to talk shit about. God damn. The sun really came out. I'm not going to change it. I don't care if the background's overexposed. I'm not going to change it. Like, it is what it is. It was raining hard. It was perfectly exposed here, there, whatever. But anyway, it must suck that you're, to be around someone who knows better, who, just talks shit about people, not to their face. Because they could have, any of them, messaged the person they were talking about. They knew what his account was. But instead they were talking shit about him just randomly on a Reddit forum. Any one of these people could have messaged him and told them the issues they had with him. But they didn't. They bitched out. So they talked shit on a Reddit forum. But I went directly in and talked shit about them. And I made sure to find all their socials and talk shit about everything that they got going on. Why? Because what's the point of having a negative opinion about someone or something if you don't have the balls to back it up? It doesn't make any sense. And that's the thing, man. You guys got to guard against that. You got to guard against, talking shit about people just to talk shit. Now, I've said over and over again, do I like Tony and Chelsea Northrup right now? No, but I do credit them with the fact that when it came to stunning digital photography, they were the ones that I learned from whenever I first got into digital. They were. Now, do I agree with things they say now? No. Tony's changing every couple of weeks. Chelsea thinks that Leica cameras keep their value. It's a weird setup. It's a weird situation. So, I'm never upset about that. I'm never upset about that issue. I'm never upset about just one singular thing. But I do mention when I'm upset about one singular thing, and I pinpoint it. But I don't hold that against people for every single part of it. People make content. People have their opinions. People have the things they enjoy to use. People have what they like, and that's fine. But the thing is, when I say something about someone, I make sure that I'm saying that to the person or about the person. I'm naming them by name whenever I have a specific example. I never go in a roundabout way, try to, subtly drop that I'm unhappy with something that someone does or something someone says or the way someone acts. But the unfortunate thing is that when you're in this community, that's just what it is. It's a whole bunch of people, majority men, who are insecure, who are, what is weird, they're projecting onto someone else the issues that they have, the insecurities that they have about themselves, when they don't have anything in a portfolio that looks nearly as good as this person they're criticizing. And so what do? They call names and they make assumptions. Daddy bought you this. Anyone can do this. Oh, just point, pull the trigger, all this stuff. And it's just so weird. It reminds me of how, it reminds me of, a guy that is just a very, very insecure man who, anytime someone does something successful, they have to shit on what that guy does. Or men that are afraid of strong women. Kamala Harris, for example, vice president. What does every single person who doesn't like Kamala Harris say? They bring up the things that she did in California, which I understand. I'm not happy with what she did legally in California, but they say that she must have fucked someone to be able to get to where she's at. It's those same insecure men that like that, the same way that if a woman's in power or a woman's doing something big, that she must have slept her way to the top. The same insecure men that if, someone gets something they don't want, or that they wanted, they knew someone, or because of affirmative action, or because they had an inside track, or because, oh, woe was me, I didn't have someone do something for me. And it's just weird. And that's what that whole community is about. That's what it feels like. Again, I'm sorry about this, but it was looking good before, and I'm not changing that because I'm already on a roll. And, you know, that's the thing you have to guard against when you're in this community. Because, you know, it's unfortunate that a community that should artistically feel like it's pushing for people to do greater things and people to find themselves and people to want to become part of it. And you should want people, especially of a younger generation, to have an outlet, to be able to discuss what things that they're feeling, to be able to show emotion in many different ways and forms, when we're at a time right now to where no one can show and convey any emotion right now whatsoever without, forget about offending people, but about worrying what someone else is going to think because they're going to criticize them. And we are an avenue to where we can accept people in, because you know what? Behind the lens, everyone sees the photo. They don't see your name. They don't see your race. They don't see your gender. They don't see your height, your weight. They don't see your religion. What they see is what is coming out of that lens. But we've done such a great job of alienating the people that we should bring in, and instead of embracing one another, and instead of embracing people, we want to own the art because we've been doing it for 10 years. I'm telling you right now, if you go to the Analog Circle Jerk subreddit, you'll see where they criticize my homeboy Young Ansel. It's not because of Young Ansel. It's because if anyone does it. But they're just fucking bitching. And you go and look at their work and it's horrible. It's horrible. If I had the care to remember their names, I would put them up because it's pathetic. I don't believe in cyberbullying, but I advocate for cyberbullying because I cyberbully. Because if you have shit to talk, I've got shit to talk too. There's a thing you don't understand, that a lot of people don't understand, is they always say, oh, well, this is my opinion. And I have a lot of opinions, so I understand this. But I always let people know, you can say your opinion against my opinion. That is your right. But if I give a fuck about your opinion, that doesn't matter. You don't have any say of that. In the same way that you voice your opinion, I can tell you how shit your opinion is and come at you and give my opinion on why your opinion's bullshit. And if you can't handle that after that point, that's on you. Now, there are people that were saying, oh, you know, you don't know anything or whatever. But the point is, this is such a hateful, weird community to where people don't accept people for something that should be so pure, but everything is performative. Everything is just like in the world today, everyone is so damn performative. This is what it is. You don't really care about the art. You don't really care about the people. You don't really care about the situations going on. What you want is a pat on the back because I was there. I was there. I was there from the beginning, or I knew this person, I knew that person, or I know this person's name, or I know their work, or I know what they've done. That's what everyone rides on. And it's pathetic, and it's literally a reflection of a couple of one generation that took credit for everything that the generations that were better than them before them did, and now they've projected their insecurities onto two other generations. And now we're here, where there's gatekeeping on film, there's gatekeeping on any kind of art medium, because you have to know this person and shoot like this, but you can't do like this, and you have to have done it like this, and if you shoot with this, you're this, and you're a hipster, and you're that, and you don't really care, you don't really know. And it's the weirdest thing, because these people are going out there and choosing to create, and you're choosing to give a shitty ass opinion. But when I tell you your opinion's wrong, give you my opinion on your opinion, it's offense all over. And people say, well, this is meant for people to be critical. And listen, I'm all for voicing your opinion, but when you have groups that are just to be hateful and bitch and whine, you don't get any respect from me whatsoever. Period. No respect whatsoever. It's ridiculous. You know, and some of you are in these groups. Some of you appreciate these people. Some of you like these people. And I'm just here to tell you, you're wrong. It's pathetic. It looks bad on you. It looks horrible on you. You look bad. You know, it is what it is. If you let insecurity drive you, you are the most just unbearable person to be around. And that's what these people are. And I'd love it if we could all move past it. But we'll never move past it. Because we're going to have people that are so proud, look at what I've created, is what they're going to say. That anytime someone else gets some shine, they want to talk shit because, well, I've created this. Dude, do I like street photography with shooting just nothing but cars and gas stations and cows and, the Grand Canyon? And no. Do I do it sometimes? Yeah. But do I like it? No. I don't. Does it make me feel anything? Not really. I mean, I love composition. I love lighting. I love quirky details. I love framing. Yeah. I don't love that full genre of shooting, but I don't care. I appreciate what people do. And if anyone who wants to go out there and they have the balls enough to put what they're doing out here for everyone to see, it's a big deal. It's a huge deal, man. And you just see it over and over again is people don't care. People would rather sit on the sideline and bitch than get in the game and put something there for them. As you can probably hear, there's rain now, but it doesn't matter because it's still bright out. This is what happens. I set everything up and it's dark and cloudy behind me and looks good like in the beginning, and all of a sudden it gets sunny. Now mind you, it was not supposed to rain. For the hour it rained. Now that it's supposed to be raining, the sun comes out. So it just doesn't make any sense. The other thing that I was thinking about is just a serious note. I know I talk about some serious things, and I think it's because everyone needs to be informed and everyone needs to have opinions on these things, because you're going to be asked every time in life where you stand on certain things. So the situation going on, and it's been going on for a while whenever it comes to Palestinians and Israelis and with the land of Israel and things like that. And listen, I understand some people have religious, you're siding religiously. And I'm not going to tell you what to do. All right, I'm not going to tell you anything. But what I can tell you is that when you boil everything down to just religion and just the idea and the context of religion, not the principles of your religion, what you're doing is you're dehumanizing people and you're taking away from what these people are, and you're letting their casualty and the harm that is done to them be something that is a non-action. And you justify the harm done to innocent people. Wars are fought not between us, man and women. They are fought between people in higher places. They're fought between political leaders, and we're the casualty. When it comes to issues with Israel and Palestine, I don't care if you're Christian. Here's the thing. The Bible says pray for Jerusalem. The Bible says that Israelites are God's children, but it doesn't say to justify things they do like murder. The same thing. If from what I understand and from my friends that are Muslim, when it comes to the Quran is a book of peace. It does not justify murder, from what I have been told and I have asked. So when you start looking at these people, and for those of you that don't have religion and you're literally from this on the point of you just hate Israel, stop hating the people and stop being okay with the people that are dying, the men, women, and children, the same way that people of religious on the right and the conservative side, stop being fine with Palestinians being murdered and dying. Listen, you wrap up yourself in these things that are the institutions of religion, which, just so you're all aware, and in case you haven't thought about it, there's a reason why politicians bring religion bring being for or against a certain religion and how they put that in their platform so much now. It's because religion, just like in the Crusade times, I'll use Christianity, or just like whenever everything was going on with the religious purging, whenever it came to Muslims running through, and I believe it was to spread the religion of Islam, and just like any other religion, let's just be honest, it's always manipulated by political figures for power. This is what happens. And the more and more you focus on it being my religion instead of the practice and beliefs of the man or the prophet or whatever that I follow, and the things that I know to be truth versus other people, you are okay with murder. You are okay with displacing people. You are okay with hurting people. It's pathetic. Get over yourself. It makes no sense how you can be two religions, multiple religions, every religion that talks about peace, love, and no murder, no hurting, no any of these things. But the moment politics comes into it, well, I have to side with Israel because I have to side with Palestine because the Holy You're letting these people manipulate you, and these are people that don't have the same faith as you and don't believe the same as you. And they don't take you seriously. They care about your vote. They care about you keeping them in power. It's a sad day when the people who are supposed to be the moral light of the world realize that they, for the past 20 years, have been covered under political flags. You gotta wake up. Religion is great. Religion is necessary. I have a religion. I have a faith. I follow a dude named Jesus. Do I do everything perfect? No. But I would hope that if someone in my neighborhood come in and butchered me and my family for what we believe, and based off of, some unction, that you wouldn't let politicians twist it into, oh, well, these people, this, that, and the other, and me just be a casualty. You don't know the names of the 33 people that were murdered in a bombing. You don't know the names of the people that died of this conflict. You don't even know where this all started most recently. But I'm telling you right now, it wasn't in the streets of Jerusalem and Gaza or wherever. But it was behind closed doors with a behind the back handshake and something under the table between two political leaders who realize that no one's ever going to tie it back to them when it comes to mass casualties and people dying. But if you want to believe that your religion justifies this, then I just advise you to pack your things up, because that's something you got to step away from. So where I put this, I don't know, but I just figured it needed to be talked about. You got to keep up to date on things, you guys. But other than that, fix the film community, man. That's pathetic. You guys, if you're in the film community right now and you're one of the people that leave comments on my account, listen, go fuck yourself. Have a good one.